Prime Minister Carney is seeking to expand trade with Canada's Asia-Pacific partners. And right now, key Canadian industries are being squeezed by tariffs, both from the U.S. and from China. This morning, U.S. President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping appear to be resolving some of their trade dispute.
Overall, I guess on the scale of from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was a 12.
That's how Trump describes the meeting earlier today with Xi, his first with the Chinese leader since his return to the White House. It's also the first since Trump slapped punishing import taxes on China, Canada and Mexico last March as the first salvo in what is now a worldwide tariff and trade strategy. China has been hitting back, throttling exports of rare earth minerals to the U.S. that threaten to disrupt American defense production and manufacturing in key industrial sectors. So let's bring in Laura Westbrook, who's covering things in South Korea. Laura, Donald Trump made it clear at the end of that meeting getting some kind of a trade agreement with Xi was key to the trade strategy. What are we hearing from him and U.S. officials as to how that meeting went today?
Great pleasure to see you again. Good to see you again.
Well, he's certainly projecting a lot of optimism following that meeting. U.S. President Donald Trump describes the meeting as amazing, while Chinese President Xi Jinping said that an important consensus had been reached. Now, when it comes to fentanyl, Donald Trump said that Chinese President Xi Jinping had agreed to take stronger action to stop the flow of the precursors to make the drug fentanyl. And so in response, the U.S. was cutting its fentanyl-related tariffs from 20% to 10%. And when it comes to rare earths, Donald Trump said that the supply of rare earths, that had now been settled, with China pausing its rare earth licensing regime for at least a year. Now, China dominates the global supply of rare earths that are used in everything from smartphones to EVs to missiles and drones. And it really went into this meeting from a strong position, leveraging its stranglehold on rare earths when it announced that it was expanding those export controls. Those have now been paused. Donald Trump also talked about semiconductors. He said that NVIDIA would be talking to China about exporting chips. He said the White House was a referee, although he did say that when it comes to those discussions, they would not involve the most advanced Blackwell chip. And another takeaway has been American soybeans. Now, Donald Trump said that China would resume purchasing American soybeans immediately. This will ease some of the pain of American farmers. They are a key support base of Trump, so that does provide him with a political win. And one of the other things that many people were watching was the issue of Taiwan. There had been some reports that Beijing wanted the White House to say that it opposes Taiwanese independence. Beijing claims Taiwan as its own, but Donald Trump said that Taiwan did not come up in talks.
Laura, Donald Trump is usually first to set the narrative after he holds a summit meeting. What are Chinese officials saying, though, about the talks?
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, we have heard from state media, and they've said that Chinese President Xi Jinping said that China and the U.S. should focus on the long-term benefits of cooperation and not getting caught in what he calls the vicious cycle of retaliation. Now, he also added there were areas of cooperation, and that they included illegal immigration as well as artificial intelligence. He said that both teams should work to refine and finalize follow-up work as soon as possible. We've also heard from China's Commerce Ministry, who said that the U.S. would suspend its export controls on targeting subsidiaries of Chinese companies for at least a year, and that the U.S. had agreed to suspend new fees on Chinese-made ships at American ports also for a year. And so China would also suspend its its own fees on U.S. ships. He also said that China would work with the U.S. to properly resolve issues relating to TikTok. That was something that many people had been looking out for, this transfer of TikTok's ownership to U.S. ownership. And Donald Trump will be going to China next April, with President Xi also making a reciprocal visit to the U.S. And some analysts have said that this could possibly lay the groundwork to see maybe a larger deal when Donald Trump visits China, if not before. But so when it comes to these talks, they've definitely dialed down a lot of the tension that we've seen. But analysts also say that the long-term strategic competition between these two superpowers, that remains.
Laura, thank you very much. Laura Westbrook is live in South Korea for us this morning.